Oh, I guess I started it. Hey, how's it going? Oh, that seems kind of loud. Hey, how's it going? So, I'm actually going to talk about that, but, and YouTube disclaimers, but I wanted to talk about connections, like unexpectedly coming together, and I have a couple of example stories. I'll keep it short if I can. So, it was, what year did my mom pass away? I think she passed away in 84. So I was living in San Francisco in 84, and I had a good job that I liked. I had a great place that I liked. I was in a band that I liked. I liked everything about it. And then I woke up one day and it was like, I gotta go back to LA. I don't know why I got a wild hair about it. I just literally packed up my stuff and got ready to leave. And I was hoping to slip out before my roommate came home. But there was 3 of us and he was the leaseholder. And I know it's terrible, but I don't know why I felt this urgency. I just knew I had to get the F out of there in a hurry. So he came home and he said, "Oh, well, what are you doing?" And I said, I got to go back to LA. I don't know what's up, but like I got to go. Like I knew my mom was like had cancer like most of my life, so I knew she was sick, but I don't recall throwing that out there. What I remember is not really knowing why I had to go, but I just knew I had to go. So he said, and I gave him the rent check, and he said, "Well, is this check going to be good?" And I said, "It's good," but because I hadn't been to the bank yet, and I was sorry that I had to do that, but I had no money otherwise to travel with. So, and it was like all of the paycheck that I would have gotten, or that I got that last payday before I bugged out. And then I went home, and my mom died 3 months later. So obviously that was the urgency, was to go down there and go spend time with her before I couldn't. And then, how many years later was this? Well, that happened in 84, and then I got sick in 1990, and then probably in the beginning of 91, I moved to San Francisco with the guy that I was going out with, and we get in town, and I had like all this money that I had saved from working in my pocket, and I had a place to stay, and he had a place to stay, and we stopped at a coffee shop. We just got in town, so we stopped at a coffee shop to rest and have a coffee, and then we were going to go to the bank. And in walks the old roommate, and it was like, oh my God, and we totally locked eyes because he walked in the door, and we're at the little table, like, right in front of you when you walk in the door. And I was like, excuse me, to my gentleman friend. And I went over to his table because he was looking at me, and I was a little nervous because this guy was completely a pacifist, but he was also like this pretty high-level martial artist. So, and I had burned him and lied to his face, so it was like kind of scary walking up to that table. Again, that was not what I wanted to be doing. And like I said, I just really felt like I had to fly out of there, and it was part of making it possible. So, obviously, I had this money. We had not gone to the bank yet, and I had this cash in my pocket, and I went over, and I said, I'm really sorry. I hope that this explains it to you. And I paid him the money, and I gave him like another $100. So I ended up giving him $300 just because interest or penance, regret, whatever it was. And I didn't feel bad about like giving that to him. It was like, oh my God, because I did want to find him. I didn't know how I was going to do it because I didn't know if he'd still live in the same place. Turned out I didn't have to go find him, didn't have to go searching for him. So I just bring that up because this next thing that happened now many years later, in the 2020s, I had a similar thing happen, but it was like what went around and came back to me. I had been friends with someone, and I loaned this person my vehicle. And then I just want to like qualify this by saying we were both like really on drugs at the time. And so this person ended up like keeping my car after I loaned it to them, and I wasn't able to get the police to do anything on my behalf. They were just kind of like, sucks to be you, shouldn't have loaned it out, which didn't seem right. Like, seemed like I should have had some kind of right in there or something, but Hollywood PD was like, GTFO. Like, I was waiting for them to like start arresting me, but it was like crack time or something, and they were super hyper dismissive and paranoid. It was a weird time because they weren't always like that. I mean, I did grow up there and was around them, and they were like fine. It was the sheriffs that were the problem. But anyway, so I didn't get my car back, and I didn't ever see this person again, and then I subsequently got sick, and all this other stuff started happening, and my life just went completely other places for years. So it was, this would have been in the 80s, and yesterday, this person contacted me and basically did what I did when I ran into that guy in the coffee shop, which was apologize and totally paid me back. And my instinct when they reached out to me was to go, no, get away from me because you did a bad thing to me. But that's kind of like jumping the gun, and it's possible that I could have just like greeted the person and said, okay, that's done. Like, now we spoke and we're good. But it turned out that they decided to repay me and apologize, and I also got my friend back. So that was amazing. Like a great connection. To just like make a full circuit, I guess. It just really gave me faith in people again. So I just wanted to say that before this last thing happened with the repayment and the amends, I had been just sitting right where I'm sitting now and just doing whatever I was doing, writing, just fooling around or whatever. And I definitely felt a feeling come over me, and I swear to God, it felt like something that came in from this way, and it was like a wave washing over me, but it was just like really slow, and it wasn't really a wave, but it just like went all over my whole me and like engulfed me and encaged me. But what it was just this really like great feeling of happy and good, and I mean, I guess loved. I say that last because I think it was a reflection of spirit, just to sort of condense it, but just like it could have just been a wave of like contagious domino effect love washing over everybody, which is great. We totally need that right now. It's awesome. And I had read about it in the various places that I frequent online, and I was like, well, I didn't feel it, but I didn't feel bad, you know? And I know that sometimes people feel stuff that other people can't feel, so I don't always expect to be able to know what the experience I'm being told about or reading about is going to affect me in the same way that I'm seeing or hearing. But anyway, I finally felt the wave, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome, I love it. And from there, just like all of these good, positive things happened, like a little chain of events, and I was like, oh, I couldn't be happier. And I think some of the things that contributed to it was that I started donating more regularly. Like I was doing it like every 3 months and just kind of rotating, but now like every month I try to do like, I don't know, not just one, sometimes like 2 or 3, depending on what it is. And I mostly keep it local because they need it here, like the places I'm donating to. And it made me think about, going holy roller for a second here, but it made me think about the times I read or were read to me Bible stories about Christ talking about just give up everything, just get rid of all of your stuff, and your whole life is going to change. And okay, this just occurred to me right now, but look at the homeless people. Like they have, some of them have a lot of stuff because they're able to contain it, but some of them are like in a Western where you got to just carry what you can carry on your horse's back pretty much, and that's your basics. So we have these people living this life like they've pretty much been forced in many cases to give up their material possessions. And I just realized as I'm saying this that I feel like I got a lot of good things coming to me because I'm giving up more of what I have extra of. Like I'm very fortunate. I'm like, my health is not great, but it's bad enough to make it so that I have my needs cared for, but you know, that's in danger. Well, it's not, but it's threatened, right? So, and I'm not worried about it ending. I really don't believe it's going to. But anyway, I've been giving up more and more, and I always give stuff to people if I can, if I think they can use it. And I often have stuff that I no longer use or I have duplicates of, or I always have something to spare someone else, because a lot of people give me stuff and I just believe in passing it on if I have it to give, because I don't have like a lot of money and can't do like big flamboyant things, but I can do little things, and I feel like I've gotten some amazing benefits for it. Like maybe I would not have been open to receive this friend, remade friend's vibration trying to reach me. Like I could have just not been available to it, not been open to it, and it maybe wouldn't have happened. And well, I'm glad that it wasn't that way. I'm glad that I was open to it and that I was able to receive it and appreciate it for what it is. And I'm reminded, sadly, a lot that not everyone is like thinking about this kind of thing. And like I said, the position that I'm in with my health, that I don't have to work, you know, I do occasionally when the right part-time thing comes along, but my health sort of, I can't do what I used to do. And I tried to get training because it was all physical work, and then I tried to get training to do other things, and for a number of reasons I'm not going to go into, because blah blah blah, it just didn't happen yet. I'm not giving up, but I have plenty of time to reflect, to dream, to think about stuff, to ponder, like whatever it is, I got time. And I try to use it constructively, as far as like, yes, I watch a lot of TV and movies and stuff, but I'm not just getting lost in it and becoming obsessive about it for itself. I look for what is embedded in the writing, how it reflects on the current times. Like often it could be something really old and something will play on the television that will be so in sync with something happening currently. And that's a repeating theme in what I talk about a lot, and how like time is, it's very fluid, it's wavy, it's not the way that we are trained to think of it with our clocks and our daylight savings time. Like there's certain things that can't be excluded, like the sun going up and sun going down, but we parse every moment, and that's, from what I'm learning, spiritually unnatural. And here on Earth, by us humans, is the only place where it's done. It's kind of like Americans with everybody having our non-metric system. I don't even know the name. Our non-metric system, and everybody else having the metric, and we're like the 6 toes that are all we're unusual. We're just gonna keep doing it because I don't even know why. Like, how lazy are we? But okay, anyway. Oh man, did I get lost? But I just thought, like, I don't know what I thought. I lost the thread. But I guess I'm glad that I have the availability to just kind of like be my Twitter handle thing part of it, which is pro navel gazer. That's what I do. Oh, so the watching stuff. I try to like pull out stuff that's worth thinking about, worth observing, worth examining, worth comparing to us, worth remembering, to then get something else out of it, so that I'm not just all like, not that there's anything wrong with this, but just like watching it superficially, like, oh, Iron Man, yay, I'm gonna cosplay Iron Man and go to a party and get drunk as Iron Man. Like, that is not like meant to be a derogatory statement at all. It's just a statement of precisely what I am not doing while I'm watching. Well, I also do the like total fan worship too, but I want to like make it worth mine and somebody else's while for me to watch it and then come back and have something to say about it here worthwhile. So whatever, that's my justification for watching TV all day, I guess. But I'll tell you what, I never liked seeing like the bumper stickers that said "kill your television," because I was like, that's like insulting you, because I felt like it was implying if you watch it, you're an idiot, and that's just not true. It can be, but it's not all just trash and garbage, and even trash and garbage has something there that is a reflection of society. And I'm shaking my head because I'm thinking of Married with Children, which was very popular and it was on for years, and I had a really hard time looking at that show, but people loved it. And even though it seemed completely unreal to me, like obviously it's not real, but everything about it was so exaggerated, and I got it, I can appreciate it, but this wasn't my favorite thing. I thought it was stupid. There it is, I thought it was stupid. Who cares what I think, though? Who even knew until I just told you now? So, that's what I feel like I do here, you know? And I'm doing what I always said I wanted to do. Well, mostly, I was saying for years that I wanted to do what I love, but be able to monetize it. So, I got everything but the monetizing part down. Soon, please bring some... Okay, this is what I forgot about the connection thing. Okay, so the money came just in time, like ridiculously just in time, because at the beginning of the month, I did a shopping online and intended to buy like most of my monthly items, my non-perishable, non-food, but cat food mainly was what I ended up missing most, because I don't know why it's like this. Oh, I did place the order in pieces, so I guess it's kind of my fault. I didn't do it all continuously, but I placed a few orders and I got some of it, and then the last bit, the major chunk of it, with all of the stuff that I had been putting off for months, getting some of it that I really need, and I just had like some extra money and I got a raise in my monthly stipend, and it's like I need to just get these things. And so I make the purchase, and then I go to use my card again, and it's all call the fraud department, and I'm like, what now? So I call them, and they had caught 2 fake fraud charges that tried to get made on my card, so I had to change that card and get a new one, which meant that those purchases that hadn't gone through whatever they got to go through after being charged and get to me, it didn't get to the being charged part or something. So when I canceled that card, there was like over $100 worth of stuff that I just didn't get, and then they were like, okay, we're going to refund your money in blank to blank days, however many days. And so I'm looking for it, and never found it. And then finally I called today. I'm like, it's been like 16 days. Where is this money? I talked to the vendor, and they're like, we reversed the charges. We don't have your money. So I called my banking institution, and they're like, oh, well, here's what happened. It came in here. So it came back like 2 days after they reversed it, but I never knew about it. So I spent it thinking that it was money that I thought I had. Like, I thought it was what should have been there, and I guess it was extra and I didn't even notice. So then I had none of the stuff and no more money and no cat food. I had thought, for some reason, I had like a little inkling to buy some beforehand, but I just got a little bit. So I just found out like today that I'm not getting that money that I thought I had coming to get all these items that I thought I was going to be able to get. And then yesterday, this person comes back and he pays me like hundreds more than that. So it was like, I don't know what I'm looking up at the ceiling for, because I don't think God is up in the ceiling or whatever I think I'm talking to. I think it's like right here next to me or whatever, but thank you. That was really serendipitous. Thanks. Oh my gosh. And I'm saving to get like the right kind of wheelchair that doesn't injure me like I have been with the ones I have and not been able to exercise, which is why I'm getting chunky, because usually I can have my sweet tooth and whatever, but if I can't get any exercise, then it doesn't go anywhere. It just stays. So I started saving, accidentally put in twice as much as I meant to the last time, but I just left it because who knows when I'm going to be able to do that again, you know? It's very difficult to save. So this boom, this unexpected like magical connection that came back, it's like saving my butt. I get to get my order and then some, so I'll get the dang cat food and it's not going to run out and my cat's not going to eat me alive in my sleep. And I can put like a pretty good chunk toward my savings, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, yay. I mean, it's going to give me such a choice of what I could get. Like, I could go with the wheelchair, and if I got the right one, it would be a lot smaller. Just the whole profile would be smaller back. Like, this thing is like a gamer's office chair in back, and it's just, and there's no clearance for doing this. And they argued with me about it when I had a technician come down and like go over it with me, because it was like steering off to one side, and they measured it for me, and they told me that I couldn't get what I wanted because my medical title, whatever, definition didn't match. Like, they're like, well, this is what you get, and they're trying to tell me that this is one that I can go exercise in, and I'm like, no, it is not. And the guy's like, yes, it is. And I'm like, I have been out there trying to use the thing on the street, but you know, it's the insurance, okay? They just redesignate claims. So anyway, what I actually need is one like a paraplegic uses, but I want wire wheels, so it's not 60,000 pounds for my caregiver to have to lift in and out of the car every time we go out. I want the back low. I don't need armrests, which you'll notice on some chairs, if they do have an armrest, it's very low to the wheel. It's not like way up like this one where it's just I'm lucky to have it. I'm glad I have it. However, I need something more suitable to my needs, and it's all just coming together. It's amazing because the thing I want is going to cost like $2,000 plus shipping. Yeah, so, but it's good. It's all good. I got my friend back. I got like recompensed, and apology. I mean, it made me want to go do stuff too. Like, well, what can I go repair? But I have to give that some thought because I get all head up and happy and go rushing out and like, whoa, you didn't think this through at all. So I just need to slow down. The motivation to do something good for somebody else is still there, but take a breath. Gotta take a breath. Speaking of taking a breath and all of this stuff that was going on, it has been making me feel kind of like a little bit nauseous. I'm not sure how to explain it because it's like there's a motion feeling, but I'm not moving except for like this move. But it feels like being on a boat or something rocking that could make you nauseous, which I'm not normally in that situation, but this isn't exactly that, and it's not exactly the thing washing over. Like, I don't know what it is. I know it's something to do with what I'm feeling, and probably a lot more of what I'm absorbing from around me that other people are putting out, because I'm not as freaked out and scared by the times. I just know that things are going to be better. I don't need like somebody else to tell me this. It's just a feeling that I have, and then also it's based on things like how some things that are happening just can't possibly stand. And I know it's disconcerting right now what's happening in our government here in America, but I feel like so very many of this antagonistic group and the anti-squad in particular are going to be facing charges, and they may not be around to be much of a problem in Congress. I'm thinking, will be replaced with some more level-headed new people, Republicans. I mean, there can even be mega people that can be productive for the good of all, you know? But I think there's a core group of people that just, I don't know. I don't want to get into all of that because that's a whole thing, and I haven't really gone into that kind of thing in these videos, but maybe I will sometime because I got thoughts. But anyway, so enough about that. Like, I feel like a little nauseous. I feel a little strange, but it's not like sickness or drunk nausea. It's not like gonna come up or anything. It's just like maybe like a roller coaster sort of thing where your stomach just goes ploop and then it goes back. It's something along those lines. Okay, enough about that. Before I go on and talk about dark matter, you know what? I'm just going to stop and start another one. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that. And I'll just put it in the notes, but that's Jeff Dahl Group. Scratch Up Some Action playing there happily in the background. Anyway, I'm just going to make another one. Thank you and good night.